Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, May 8th, 2023. Here with Kyle, episode number 3, Sundown Rundown, presented by Sundown Sports. Big news on the t-shirts. We also... stickers. Let them see it. Let the people see it. You order a shirt, you get a sticker. We'll splash your shirt with a sticker. So flip that out. So go ahead and
kid show.
Pick up those stickers, shirts. Go to our Instagram. Go to the Twitter. Twitter is Sundown Sports. The Instagram is at Sundown_520. I put a bunch of shirts on the story yesterday. I'll try to post them so you can look back today and take a look at them.
Hats, maybe?
Hats on the rise.
That was breaking news.
We're going to try 2 type of hat types.
Yep.
We have an in-house person. She's amazing. She's a big fan of the show.
She's okay.
She didn't give it a whirl. Also, we may be in a collab with Branded Bills.
Whoa.
It's just an opportunity. So, big Branded Bill fan, state of Arizona. Arguably, probably the most beautiful shaped state. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's up there. I'm a big Nevada guy.
The shape of Nevada?
Yep.
How it comes to the point at the bottom?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Always did. And Texas. The Panhandle does it too.
Colorado, probably one of the most boring shaped states.
Just a square?
Just a square.
Yeah. Not for me.
Good news. No mistakes. We're perfect.
From last week?
Yep, we're perfect. So
yeah, we
knew that.
We improve greatly each episode. Like episode 1 then goes to 2, and 2 is like this much bigger than 1.
And now we're live.
Yeah, this is live. We cannot mess up because we're not going to edit it.
One take. We don't know what we're doing.
We figured we don't have to edit something if we just do it in one take.
Yeah. So, and then we didn't go to class in college to edit videos or anything. We got drunk. Went around a bunch of chicks.
I just ate a lot of food.
Oh, okay. The freshman 15?
Oh, yeah. Big time. Freshman 20, probably.
So we have no idea. It's just one take. This is the take you're getting. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. NBA Finals recap.
Wait, really quick. We got to let people know this is the first time we're here on the video and on Spotify.
Oh, Spotify.
That's kind of big.
Mm-hmm. Catch us on Spotify, Sundown Sports. I think you have to – I tried to search it yesterday. It was a little confusing. You have to search Sundown Rundown. Okay. If you search Sundown Rundown, it'll take you to Sundown Sports Spotify podcast.
Is there any others on there?
No.
Okay, good.
Oh, there's a trailer.
For yours?
Sundown Sports. No, we're one and only.
That's making sure there's no
and
sound alike.
Before we get into the NBA, people have been saying, "Are you guys the new Barstool Sports?" And that's just not the case.
No,
it's just Kyle and I. Some phone people call in.
A couple callers
call in. Just a small operation.
A whole lot of haters too out there.
So the shirts, they're making shirts and stickers. It's really for us. I just wanted a cool shirt to wear.
Yeah.
To put my brand on, Kyle started this Sundown Sports brand.
Sunset Sports.
His brother's sister helps out with the best logo. So
brother's girlfriend. My brother's sister would be my sister. Which I don't have.
One take.
Right.
No edits.
We're not cutting that out.
We're not cutting that.
That's it.
So, fuck you, everyone. That's a hater. NBA Finals recap. That's my first.
3 episodes. Holy cow! All right, it's raw.
It's raw.
Today it's raw.
No edits. Suns, Nuggets. Yeah, I think we had a list of things we were talking about. I wanted to kind of open up with something different than what I gave you, kind of keep you on your toes.
Oh, wow.
Suns, Nuggets, Celtics, Sixers.
Yep.
Might as well just be the final for the conference.
If only I said that in episode 2 or something.
Just who the Heat and the Knicks playing right now. Like you watch the Celtics and the Sixers game, it's a bloodbath.
Yep.
They want to go after each other. They're doing everything. The Heat and the Knicks, they take games off. The Lakers and the Warriors, they're taking games off. You watched yesterday's game with the Suns and Nuggets, it was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Jokic tried to kill the owner.
It was good. I agree. I think the Knicks Heat, unfortunately, is just that's what those teams are. That's like Knicks are a 5 seed. The Heat got in the play-in. I mean, they're both playing okay. They're playoff teams, absolutely, but they're not the top of the league in regards to talent. And Golden State and LA should be interesting, but not as good as the other 2 series have been. And hopefully all these go 7 games so we can at least keep watching because it's been fun. All the series have been fun.
Well, kind of. I would argue that the Lakers Warriors, they basically played one good game 1, then the Lakers took the game off, and then the Warriors got spanked again.
I think at least storyline wise, it's interesting. I've just remembered so many NBA series in the past whatever years that have been just boring. Like you just don't care. Either it was like Golden State was going to go all the way anyway, so you're just waiting for that. But this seems kind of like you don't know.
True. I think the Heat will unfortunately beat your Knicks.
Yep.
I saw yesterday Jalen Brunson he needs more help.
Yeah, I think that the Knicks might just have run out of gas, and that's like a big Tom Thibodeau thing where his teams like really bust their ass in the regular season. And they try really hard on defense, and they work really hard. But right now, this team cannot shoot. And a lot of these playoff teams right now can shoot really well, like the top of the league in shooting. And that's not a coincidence why they're still around. And the Knicks are just not them. And they will not win games shooting 25% from 3 when the Heat are shooting well and every other team is shooting extremely well.
It's unfortunate.
It is, but it's good to build on. I think you got some big question marks for the Knicks next year. Randall getting hurt, if you're going to keep him around. I know that he signed like a decent extension, but kind of a side point to the other NBA teams is like, are these teams kind of better with certain guys not playing? That's just a little cliffhanger teaser.
Ooh, I got a comment to that too.
Okay. Is it about Chris Paul?
It is about Chris Paul. We'll get to that in a minute. We're still talking Heat, Knicks. Game tonight in Miami, game 4.
Must win.
Game. Must win for the Knicks.
It's a must win.
I think we put the stat out earlier. I think teams are 15 since the NBA has started, or maybe 14 that have come back from 3-1 to win it. Not a lot.
No.
Like 180 the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's tough, especially with this format. You lose at home, you're just behind the 8 ball. But I think that's what makes all these games so thrilling. And my backseat to this is to not be so like recency bias with all these games, because we were looking at the Nuggets like they're going to sweep the Suns, and now that is completely even. So we'll see. I think hopefully they just play their best game, because they just haven't. They just have played like really weird games so far, and it's just a shame. If you get beat playing your best game, you're like, whatever. But they haven't yet, so it'd be nice to get like a nice like Brunson and Randall going off and battling it out with the Heat. But hopefully the Heat like have a stinker too, because they've just been on fire. They're not like an 8 seed. This is unreal.
Well, Jimmy Butler taking the game off too for his injury. Smart play.
Very smart.
Yeah, he knew it. He was laughing on the sideline when they were in New York for game 2. He was well aware he's going to come back and just dominate. So that was smart on him. I think right now, though, the Knicks are better at averaging than the Heat overall. So, like, Julius Randle's averaged more points than Jimmy Butler does. He also averages more rebounds than Bam Adebayo does. And so that's kind of interesting. I think the team dynamic, the Heat are just a better team.
Yeah, I think a lot of this boils down to Spoelstra's, I think, one of the best coaches, not just left in the playoffs, but just in the entire sport itself. He's been awesome. He gets his guys to play regular season, whatever. But this team is good, and they'd probably be very scary for the Celtics or the Sixers if they were like 100% healthy, which I know it's not the name of the game anymore because everyone's injured, but if they had Tyler Hero, this would be a really scary team.
Big game. Must win for the Knicks tonight. I think it'll be close. I think the Heat will go up 3-1.
I do too. I hope the last game was terrible. Like I was talking to my grandpa. He was like, I shut it off. And he watches all these games. He was like, I shut it off halfway through. They were down 20. Shut it off. I'm like, I don't blame you. It's tough to watch sometimes, and that was bad. It was a bad game too. The other playoff games have been like kind of fun. It was a bad game. It was not fun.
But Brunson was, I think, high score with 20 points. Didn't even make the Cactus Run.
No.
I think the Cactus Run had like 28 with assists.
Oh, tough.
Well, Jokic, I wrote down what we're going to talk about while the Suns and Nuggets game was going on last night. Jokic, I said, has to go off insane numbers for the Nuggets to have a chance.
She did.
Which he did, and they didn't win.
Right.
He went off for 50, how many points?
53.
53 points. His over-under for points, rebounds, and assists combined was 50.5.
Which is a crazy amount. That means he's going to have a triple-double with 30, 10, and 10 to hit that, which is crazy for a center, for that to be his point. Like, hey, this is what you're going to bet. And he got that from just points.
You just see on the sideline, they've got, and if you look at the stat line, it was basically Devin Booker, KD, and role players. DeAndre Ayton was the third highest score, I believe, with 8 points of the starters.
Yeah.
And that's like a good night for DeAndre Ayton.
That team right now, I didn't watch all of the game. I watched the second half of it. I've said this about the Suns. They're not a deep team. But interestingly enough, their bench really helped out big time. If you look at their plus minus, their bench was all positive yesterday.
That's huge.
They had a great outing from their bench to show up. If you looked at some of Denver's plus positive, it was their starters played really well.
Yeah.
Their starters were all positive, and then their bench stunk. And interesting, too, Denver only played like 8 guys total.
Yeah, Denver. You know what's weird is Denver has become – no, never mind. That's a different Jeff Green.
That's Jeff Green. That's old man Jeff Green, if that's who you're thinking.
Well, he played 20 minutes. He was a negative 16.
Old man Jeff Green getting a lot of minutes is not great. He's one of those guys, maybe he'll pull one out of his butt every now and then. But when Denver's relying on old man Jeff Green, I thought that Phoenix had a bench problem. I think Denver really does too. And if you got to get more than 10 points from Gordon and Porter Jr., that's not going to work. I mean, you can't have Jokic score 53 points. That just doesn't make sense. Someone else needs to step up, and I know Murray did, but
if you were told that Jokic's going to have 53 points and Murray 28, you'd think that's a win all day for the Nuggets.
I know, but they get a little bit complacent, and they watch Jokic, and he's just their fuel, and unfortunately, it was just not enough. That team, Phoenix had this very weird. I mean, who's their bench guy that went off for them?
Shamet.
Yeah,
Shamet.
He played great. They're shooting the ball so well. Their percentages are through the roof. I mean, Booker shot like 70% in the game, like unbelievable stuff. And they're hitting free throws at like a crazy high number. This team is very efficient. Is it going to last? Probably not. That's just the way basketball is, the law of averages. I wouldn't be shocked if they had kind of a struggle night, especially going into Denver. But now that brings up the big Chris Paul question.
Teased earlier.
I don't know if they're better or not without him. Clearly, this series.
Stephen A. Smith thinks they are.
Well, he
said
knows what he's talking
he had
about.
A good point. He said they are slower with Chris Paul.
And I think that they're probably a little bit more explosive on defense too. And I don't know. You obviously have to bring him back when he's healthy, but it's a weird one.
I don't. It's just like the Embiid thing. You blew out the Celtics game 1. Embiid comes back. You have to play around him and his injury. And you want Embiid in there. You want him in the game, but he's injured, and he knows he's not 100%.
Yeah.
So when he goes up and he misses his shots or he's not getting the boards and it's because of the injury, you're like, is he worth being in here right now?
That's a tough one, and I'm glad that's being brought up because you look at Embiid's numbers and you're like, oh, he had a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
But like there are times out there where he is gassed. He is shooting like weird fadeaway threes And that's like a big, like, I don't really want to bang down low right now move, especially for a 7-footer. I know the 76ers won, and that's awesome. And that game was incredible.
Oh, how behind was that Smart shot?
It was
3-pointer.
It was a second.
Yeah.
He knew it too. Like, I think everyone knew it, which is weird because when I saw the replay, I was like, "Oh my god, he nailed that!" But then you looked at body language, you're like, "Oh, was that off?" Because my sound was like
A little bit
delayed.
behind. Yeah.
So that's such a fun. That's my favorite series. Those two teams. It's been really fun. But yeah, that Embiid thing is weird because you bring in a guy that like needs those like AAA at bats and getting used to game time and stuff, and it's not the time to do it in the playoffs in the second round, but they got to do it because he's the MVP. But they're just weird. And then James Harden's either the best player on the court or the worst.
Or just
when he's the best, that team is really tough to play with.
You're watching a Sixers game and your line afterwards either going to be Harden spends too much time at the strip club or Harden is the greatest basketball player guard ever.
Yeah, he's tough, and Boston doesn't seem to have like a really good answer. I mean, granted, he had a bad game the other night, so like they stepped up, and I think it was Jaylen Brown that was like the primary defender on him, but didn't work this week. And Boston's got some weird issues too, where like, you know, Tatum and Brown like weren't their stat lines at the end of the game looked all okay, but like Tatum not scoring a ton of points to start the game off, it's just they've got a weird setting going. And I think Jalen got interviewed this morning, and they were like asking him about what he can do, and he was like, "I guess I need to demand the ball more." And like, that's not what you need to hear in the second round of the playoffs. Like, you guys just got to know what you're doing.
And you don't want to hear grief like that.
Yeah,
because the other guys are hearing that. They're like, "Calm down, dude. You think that we don't want you to get the ball? You don't think we don't want the best opportunity to win?
Right.
Like, don't cry about your opportunities. Just go out there and help the team out."
Now, the other thing I really wanted to mention, because this is a big talking point in the basketball and coaching world, is the lack of calling timeout in the end of the game. So you have 2 timeouts. They just scored. The 76ers just scored to go up 2. They have the 2 mindsets. Do you let your guys play and just say, "Hey, we're going to go, and my guys, I trust them." And it also means that the defense can't sub and they can't make adjustments. So the defense has to play straight up. They probably had their offensive unit in, so they're not ready to go. But then again, you had your D in to guard the 76ers before that James Harden shot. I think you need to call a timeout.
I think you call a timeout because players are going to be like, in the moment, they're going to push down there. They're going to think, this is my time. And they're not going to think. They're not going to try to set up. They're going to try to be a hero. I think when you call a timeout and you set a play, it just slows everyone's mind. Gives them a better opportunity.
Yep. I'm just so tired. And I've seen this for a lot of years watching basketball, is when the buzzer's like going down, the clock is hitting whatever. These guys take so long to get going. Like, Jason Tatum was messing around with that ball, and there was 6 seconds left. I was like, "What are we doing?" Like, and then he drives and kicks out, and the clock expired before the shot went up. And that doesn't happen when you have a play set. And even if like they dribbled up in 10 seconds, Boston coach was like, "All right, now I'm calling a timeout." So then you have the timing of like what play I want for 10 seconds, as opposed to like 19 full seconds. You don't call a timeout then, I guess. Again, that's what my gut tells me. You let that clock go to 10 seconds. You get it past the half court, so you know where you're inbounding it, and then you run a nice play to get it going. You know, Brad Stevens would do that, but now he's not coaching them anymore. So just weird. I think, you don't get to keep those timeouts next game. That they go away, as an old saying said. So unfortunate ending for Boston there. I could care less because I hate that team. So tough to see. It was great to see, but bad move.
It was game 4 in Boston? No, it was in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it was in Philly.
It was in Philadelphia. Because there was a lot of Boston fans, and they were losing their mind when that shot went in. Like, we just won.
Yeah.
And then you clearly didn't.
Yep.
To go back to the Suns real quick, there's an interesting stat that I read. Devin Booker, in the first 8 games, in the obscure stats, I love obscure stats, the first 8 games, he has scored the second most points to Michael Jordan. So let me get the points for you right now. Devin Booker in his first 8 games of the playoffs, 295 total points. Michael Jordan, his first 8 postseason games, 325.
Jeez, that's a lot of points.
In 1990, when guys weren't, Steph Curry wasn't chucking threes every 10 seconds and getting games weren't going to 129, 124. They're ending like close to 100 to 90, high 90s.
And Michael didn't shoot the three.
No.
Like that. He didn't get his points off of threes, so it's impressive.
Does that make it? So you're a big LeGoat fan. LeGoat isn't second. Devin Booker is.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan from the 1990s is still in first place.
Michael Jordan scored the ball really well. There's no denying that. But LeBron passed and rebounded.
Oh,
we could get into this
LeBron's like still the GOAT.
Yeah.
All right.
I have some good data. We can have one episode dedicated to like a LeBron.
Before we move on, most 45-point games on 6% field goal in NBA playoff history. LeBron 7, Michael Jordan 8.
It's an obscure stat, but yeah,
Devin Booker 4.
The field goal percentage thing is so big. It's just when you're shooting at a high rate for completion, it makes everything so much better. If you're missing all these shots, like some of these guys you watch, you're like, he's 4 for 17. It's a turnover when you don't hit a shot. That's what it is. It's a turnover. So when that number is a lot higher, it's not as bad for your defense and all that. That's my mini rant. There's just some bad basketball I watch with the Knicks missing a lot of shots. So
if the Suns make it to the finals and they win, is it Devin Booker or KD for the MVP finals?
It looks like it's Booker.
Yeah,
based off of how well he's shooting. Again, if Booker was like, oh, he had 45, but he also shot 33 shots, you'd be like, oh, that's a lot of shots, dude.
He's shooting it remarkably well. A lot of points, and he puts his heart. You watch him; the guy wants to win the game. It's not like he takes plays off.
Yeah, super efficient. There was a big dig on Booker back in the day when like he wasn't winning. Remember, he like couldn't make the playoffs. That was like the thing, and now people forget about that.
Yeah, now he's dominating the playoffs.
Now
everyone was like, he needs CP3. Could have been he was just a rookie. Not everyone's LeBron James coming out of high school putting up 35 points.
Stay woke on that Suns team. I don't like this DeAndre Ayton guy. He's just bad mojo for them.
He just needs more hustle.
Did you see Chris Paul try to shake his hand twice yesterday, and he denied him twice?
He could be tired. Fatigue's coming off the
bad teammate. It's a weird teammate dynamic.
I think he was just tired. He looked tired.
Gone.
He was looking for water.
This year he's gone.
Okay.
8 points and 8 rebounds from your center. That's tough. See you later.
Unless he didn't really defend Jokic.
Seriously. If he stepped up and played D, you'd be like, oh, we keep him around. You can get Mason Plumlee to do that.
Yeah, Jokic still went off for 53.
Yeah.
Let's look at Giannis and the coach. Giannis was like, this wasn't a failure of the season. The coach wins. The coach comes first place in the East, and who do the Bucks think they're going to get that's better than that guy?
It makes no sense to me unless there's some sort of internal thing going on where the players were like, he needs to go. I don't know why you would fire a coach that's in first place, gets you the 1 seed. If Giannis doesn't get hurt, they probably beat the Heat, or at least make it competitive. And everything points to like that team was on a mission this year, and then Giannis had a bad injury, which whatever. There's just no, I don't know who you're going to go after. Are you going to go after these, like a young upcoming college coach? Do you have an assistant coach that's ready to go that the players really like? It's a weird move to do that. You see it in other sports too, where is it fan driven? Where they just tired of they won a championship in the last 5 years. What do these guys have to complain about? It's unbelievable. I don't get that at all.
That you had Budenholzer fired. Brad Stevens was fired too.
Brad Stevens, I thought he took the GM gig. He's their upper office guy for the Celtics.
Okay.
He works for them, but he took a step down because of, I'm sure, some pressure from Celtics Nation and stuff. There's been Thibodeau got fired a bunch for doing well. He's obviously kind of a weird one because players either loved or hated him. When he was with Chicago, they all did well, and then they fired him, and then he was with Minnesota, and he, I don't know what the deal is. If it's just such a recency bias league now that they're just Budenholzer will get a job anywhere, some crappy Western Conference team will be yep, we're going to take you. You're going to be our guy. If you're the Utah Jazz, would you take him as a coach? No, why not?
Because they have a coach.
Who's their coach?
That young guy from the Celtics organization.
I would take Budenholzer over it. I'd take Budenholzer over Tom Thibodeau. Unless there's something going on that he was really crappy to
His
players.
son died in the middle of this. Maybe he asked,
Maybe he did. You're
like,
right.
fire me so I can get my stipend.
It's a lot of money. I'm sure he was owed a good amount. That's the thing that also doesn't make sense. More so on the college levels when they fire these guys with years left on their contract. Is like you're gonna have to pay these
Yeah.
guys, and who do you think pays for that? Is the school and all that? If it's like a pro team, then okay, the owner's stuck with that bill, no big deal. But it's weird when they fire coaches, especially with solid success. But maybe they're just trying to build that pedigree in Milwaukee that was unacceptable.
Will Hardy, Utah Jazz coach. Young guy.
That's a big who cares.
Yeah, but you don't. He up and coming young guy comes to you just firing for Budenholzer come in. I mean, I'm sure all the team, the players, and be like, what the hell?
Where are the other vacancies this year? It doesn't seem like there's many for coaching.
They just fired.
Because what's his name? The Boston coach that got fired for like the really weird stuff recently.
The Houston coach.
Well, now he's got hired by Houston. It just doesn't seem like there's many other teams that are firing coaches now in the NBA, which is good. It means like at least there's a little bit of trust and hope, and maybe there's a little bit of like waiting for the lottery and seeing if they're going to get the kid from France.
That's it. That kid. I mean, they all talk about that kid. I don't think he's going to be that great in the NBA. I think he's too.
We'll timestamp that.
We'll play that. Come back to this day
in 5 years.
Okay. That's the NBA recap. I mean,
good seasons, good postseason.
Big games tonight. We'll keep them posted. We'll try to get the Cactus Friend pick out tonight. I'm sure he's got something. He loves the NBA player props.
Yep.
So let's move on to the NHL Finals recap. We won't stay too long on the NHL. I think the NHL has kind of grown a brand here with the Kraken, the Panthers, and the Golden Knights coming in as young franchises. You don't have to know a lot of NHL because those franchises are not very well established.
Right.
So you latch onto the team closest to where you live. You ride them in. You get their merch. And then you start getting interested in hockey. The Kraken put up 7 points last night. Did you see the tweet I sent out?
I see all of them.
Did you see the one about the Kraken and the Jets?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, the Kraken would have beat the Jets 4 times last year.
That was last year.
This thing.
It's a new year this year.
So what do you like? I know you're not a big hockey guy. You said this before. You're not a big hockey guy.
Right.
I've never been a big hockey guy. The Golden Knights came. I thought their merch was cool. I thought the hat was cool. So I was like, I'm going to grab a hat.
Cool colors.
Yeah. The
Kraken cool colors, too.
Kraken, really cool.
Also,
Panthers terrible.
Panthers kind of weird, but Panthers playing very good.
They're 3-0 on the Maple Leafs.
Which everyone thought the Maple Leafs, the Panthers were just, this is their Super Bowl. They beat the Bruins.
Right.
I think good for them.
And then they go and they show like, no, that wasn't our Super Bowl. Our Super Bowl is going to be the Stanley Cup. Like, we're going to win this whole damn thing.
Devils also back.
The Devils just like to be down 2-0.
But they just put up, 8 goals yesterday?
Yeah, they put up a lot of goals yesterday.
That's a lot for the playoffs, dude.
The Devils were down, 2-0 to the Rangers, came back, won that series. They were down 2-0. Now they're on their way back against the Hurricanes. Not a big, not a bunch of very certified hockey established teams doing really well here in the Stanley Cup or in the NHL playoffs. So, the Carolina Hurricanes. Which Carolinas did they play in? Could you tell?
Couldn't tell you. Probably North. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
I have a good hockey joke for everyone.
What is it?
Do you know what enforcers do in hockey? Just checking.
That's good.
That's why you guys are subscribed for that kind of material.
Yeah. I put in Carolina Hurricanes into the Google. Didn't even tell me where they were from.
Probably like some weather stuff.
Yeah. It's like, oh, watch out.
Raleigh.
Yeah. PNC Arena.
Uncle Cracker and Darius Rucker talk about Raleigh a lot in their songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Now we know. Carolina Hurricanes are in North Carolina.
And the Devils are tied or 1-2?
No, it's 2-1. 2-1 Carolina. That's what I was saying. The Devils,
back.
They like to be down. They like to have their back against the wall. One of our subscribers is a big Kraken fan.
Yeah.
When the game's on, he just constantly is like throwing us. Yeah, we got to pay attention. So I've been paying attention. That team just is unstoppable. When their offense is on, when they're pushing the puck, you're almost at the point like, what are we going to do? So I was excited to see that game last night. They blew up 7 goals. You could tell that the Stars were getting their ass kicked because they just kept on. It was really, I thought it was Bush League. And again, I don't watch a lot of hockey. The guys would like, the Kraken player would be somewhere, and they would just come up and do like a very small nudge right in the small of the back. And I didn't know if that's typical of hockey. There are people who follow have to let us know.
A lot of rough housing.
Yeah,
It's the playoffs. It's the
playoffs.
offs. We're coming to you live outside of the my house here. So if you hear birds and other ambient noises, just take it all in.
Just
Enjoy it right now.
Next thing we're gonna have up is gonna be the Mr. Picks. We're gonna get his picks, and then we got the 2-Sip energy drink review.
Oh,
so it's not energy. It's right here.
Why don't we do it now?
Kyle has no idea.
Okay.
He's got no idea. We're gonna do it. Don't open it yet.
Which pocket is it in? There's a lot of pockets here.
You're gonna have to.
Did you
unzip it? No. You're good. You're good. Let that
keep
going. No, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna get to the 2-Sip energy drink review.
Which pocket?
Right here.
There's
right here.
peas in here.
Yeah. Peas to keep it cool.
Ah, frozen peas.
I got you. Okay, you ready? I want just blind.
I'm not gonna look.
Found these.
A Sunny D? Oh, yeah. Sunny D. Vodka.
Sunny D vodka seltzer.
Okay. Gluten-free. It does have alcohol, 4.5%, with no sugar.
No sugar.
Which
that was crazy. You're going to have Sunny D.
Oh, that's a great crack. Holy cow.
It's beautiful. I'm gonna let you go with this, and then I'll sip mine, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm not even gonna give it a rating.
No protein, unfortunately.
Contains alcohol. You have to be 21 to buy in the continental United States, probably in Alaska too. 2 sips.
That was my second sip.
Or you're not pregnant, are you?
It doesn't do it for me.
Oh, I saw these things and I thought they were gonna slap.
Try it. I have a number in my head, and you're going to take your 2 sips and just blurt out your number.
I wasn't going to give her. That is god-awful. That is terrible.
I wanted to be polite.
Oh, my God.
It's getting worse, and I'm not even drinking it. And it's in my mouth still somehow. Okay, what's your number? I'm not going to be as hard as you seem to be.
Like, okay, legitimately, like,
yeah,
you're gonna rate this to let the people know what they should expect from this. I'm gonna give you a rating what you should expect if you want a Sunny D vodka seltzer. Okay. You go to the store, like, should I get this? Should I get Keystone Light? You should get Keystone Light. This is a 2-4.
Okay, I was gonna go 3-6 just to keep it. Oh my God. 3-6. We're gonna keep it really. Yeah, I mean it's tough, dude. It doesn't.
Do you have any high noons in there?
I have some right there.
I mean, we're going to have to get the taste out of our mouth.
Yeah. Live on YouTube. We're live.
Here you go. Do you want the vodka or the...
I'll take this. I haven't had the grapefruit one. This one's probably going to be bad, too.
I'm not even gonna
this is just a sip. This is just to get it out of.
Now that's a seltzer. It's got flavor.
And you know what? That's not that bad. I'm not a grapefruit guy, and that's not that bad. Maybe it's because I'm comparing it to the atrocity of Sunny D.
That was terrible. This one was yours. Do we get Kelsey to try it?
I mean, she'll probably tell you the same thing. But yeah, I'll have her come out.
Do we do it right now?
No, not live.
Oh, no. Okay.
She'll get too much pressure, and she'll probably think that we want her to say a good score. So
yeah,
because her integrity with that will be very low.
That was terrible.
I don't know what to say.
I'm gonna give Mr. Picks a call.
Okay. Now,
who's buying? You know, that's why I was at Walmart. I spent $10 on a pack of 4. I don't even know I'm gonna do with the other 2.
Throw them at cars, maybe.
Clean something. You probably clean your bathroom with that.
Yeah, that's true. Like unclog a drain.
Mr. Picks, he's not in surgery. He's like,
He might just not want to give his picks.
He's been batting
low. New York Yankees batting average low.
Like
100. Aaron Hicks low.
He's probably batting 100.
Do we call? Well, we have another caller.
Oh, I have the bets.
Okay.
I do have the bets. I have the bets, and we can call our other caller.
Okay.
Then we can have them call in. We got to talk baseball because it's getting to that time of year where baseball's all we have.
Yeah.
Baseball and random sports events. So,
are you a big MLS guy?
It's tough. I'm a big World Cup international soccer guy because it gives you something to root for, and you know those players like Christian Pulisic. You know that guy.
I've heard of him.
Yeah,
I've heard of him.
Yeah. I have no clue who plays for what. The Phoenix Rising. I won't even know how to get to their stadium. I'd have to Google it. Mr. Picks says all single bets, no parlays. It's up to you. You want to get a little saucy and parlay it all together. That's how you make money. I won't either. Kraken. NHL over 5.5.
That game over 5.5?
Yes.
Total. Both teams have to score a bunch of goals.
Let me pull it up right now.
That seems like a fun bet. I know there's a guy that I follow who's a big 7.5 guy. He bets overs all the time for hockey.
7.5.
Yes, Mr. Ice. Have you followed that guy? He's awesome.
Yeah,
he goes nuts. 7.5. 3 + 3 = 7.5. That's his motto. So I think overs in hockey are fun because you root for goals. Let's do it. Everyone score.
Okay, it is the overall goal. So between the Stars and the Kraken, the NHL game, he's going over 5.5. It's -120. It's -102 if you do the under. Obviously, Vegas thinks that
goals
the over is going to hit. If they're putting you at -120, Vegas yeah.
Hey, let's win one.
The Kraken are going to go wild. If you want to take the Kraken money line, the Kraken are just going to win it, +118. I think the Kraken will go up 3-1 on the Stars. They looked unstoppable.
Do you know why hockey rinks are spherical?
No clue.
If it was 90 degrees, the ice would melt.
Did you just Google hockey punch?
Yep. That's the content you're getting when you subscribe here.
Oh my god. Okay. Second bet. Straight Dodgers money line over the Brewers at -102.
Sure.
That's a tough matchup. They're in Milwaukee. He does follow the pitchers a lot.
Yeah.
I think he picked the Yankees to win yesterday's game. He had them out there winning. He did a crazy 4 baseball team parlay.
Yankees sucked yesterday.
They lost by 1 because Garrett Cole had a terrible outing.
He started off hot and then played terribly. And the Yankees score 6 runs. That's a win.
That's a win.
The fact that they didn't is really bad.
Yeah, Dodgers -102. They had the Brewers -116. Brewers actually a pretty good baseball team this year.
Yeah.
That's an interesting bet. He likes it. He must like the pitching matchup of some kind. So if you want to ride with him on that one. The last one is going to be a NBA game. So he gave you hockey, MLB, not NBA. And he's doing the Nuggets -4.5. It's the line that he was in on -4.5. The line's bumped to -5.5. That's how much it's been bet.
4.5. He got it. He's solid in there. He's already confirmed at 4.5. So we're going to give him that.
So that's -106. Nuggets at home against Phoenix for Game 5.
I love that.
I do love that. I think the Nuggets are gonna.
I hope so.
I think they're gonna trounce.
Nug Nation.
Those are our 3 picks for tomorrow. They're the Sundown locks of the evening for Mr. Picks. Again, Kraken over 5.5 in their game between them and the Stars. It's all what that means. For those who don't know, you just need 3 scores from either team. Doesn't the Kraken don't have to get 6 between the Kraken and the Stars? 3. Dodgers money line over the Brewers. I think that's his toughest pick, but he must like something about it. And then I think the Nuggets -4.5 is a lock. I think that's going to be a good bet.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Picks. God bless you, Mr. Picks. You've been taking a licking lately, but he stays at it. He's committed to the game, stays on top of it. He will turn it around.
Hope so.
State of the Yankees.
Oh boy. All right, we're gonna give him a call.
Let's
get this going. We'll get it going here.
Hello.
Hey, Ev, you're on the air here. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How's it going over there?
Oh, can't complain. It's 80-something degrees, nice sunny day. We're recording outside here, so we thanks for calling in.
Are we back on the vid?
We're back.
Oh, we're
on
back
the
on
vid.
the vid. Nice.
Yeah.
No edits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate you reaching out. I appreciate you taking the call. I have two things I want to talk about. One is more of a comment or a conspiracy theory, and then a question.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think Mr. Pix died. I think the original Mr. Pix, he passed away on the operating room floor, table, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the guy went 1-4 last week on the program and tried to lie to the people and say that his Knicks bet hit. That's incomprehensible and BS. Pardon my French.
Hey, Ev, I mean, I wrote him on the Diamondbacks losing to the Rangers. I thought I was going to miss. I made money. I was pretty happy.
Yeah, I'm glad one of his bets. So I think this is a brand new Mr. Picks, and I think you're culpable. You guys are responsible partially. I think.
Whoa.
No, we tweeted out 188 next step. We tweeted it
I
out.
appreciate that. I think we have to do that going forward. This is a new Mr. Picks, an impersonator using deep fake technology, C++ coding, and Python to hide the fact that he's fucking dead.
Oh.
Now I'll tell you this.
Okay.
I did move the line from the Knicks bet from -7 to -5 because I'm not a fucking idiot. and yesterday, when the pod
Hey, Ev, it's a kid's show. It's a kid's show.
Sorry. Can you flip that up?
Yeah,
please?
we'll bleep it out post.
No edits.
Leave it on post, please. Yesterday, when the pod was all over the Braves run line, I'm like, let me look at this. I mean, what's going on? These guys are all over the Braves run line. You know what I did? I big brained you. I just bet my entire mortgage on the money line, not the
Hey,
run line.
Ev, let me tell you.
All of my losses from that pack, Mr. Shits.
Whoa, first off, Ev, the early bird gets the worm. That was unfortunate. That guy hit a double. There's a man on first and second. Those 2 runs should have counted. That should have been 4-2 Braves over the Orioles. That was a bad break.
Yeah, I didn't even watch. I was just like, I couldn't bring myself to watch. But anyway, I'm back on top. I quit my second job. I bought my dog back. I'm in a really good position right now, and I'm ready to give out a stunner pick.
Oh, Ev from New
What do we
Brunswick,
got?
the stunner.
And I usually don't give these out, but we're going to go over to Belgian soccer, Jupiler Pro League. We got Circle Bruegel is playing KAA Ghent, and I like them to draw. I really like Circle offense, and I think the weather will be a factor. And this game is an absolute lock, and I like a draw.
Can we get the team names again real quick? Can I get the team names again?
Yeah, sure. That's KAA Ghent and Circle Bruegel. And I like it to draw. Much like I'd like to draw a picture of me with money in my pockets, murdering Mr. Hicks again because he's dead.
Hey, K.A. again seems to draw a lot, so I mean that's not too bad.
Follow the data. Listen to the data.
Club Brugge?
Yeah.
Bruegel, I think.
Brugge, yeah.
I'm just trying to. I mean, maybe people are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ride Ev from New Brunswick. I need to find out what time that game is. We got the time on that game?
I think it's tomorrow at 1 Eastern.
There we go.
Okay. Well, thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Oh, I have one more question.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, and then I'll hang up and listen.
Okay.
So I think Eric Spoelstra has quietly become one of the best coaches in the NBA.
We were talking about that.
Yeah.
He's been head coach for around 15 years, missed the playoffs only 3 times. He's top 5 in playoff wins. My question for you is Eric Spoelstra the greatest Asian American head coach in professional sports history?
I think we answered that with another question. Can you name another Asian American head coach?
Yeah, I think Dave Roberts, the Dodgers.
Oh,
we're talking about all sports.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
all professional sports.
Was Joe Torre Asian? Was Joe Torre an Asian man?
I think Torre is a Japanese name.
Right.
I don't know if he's of Asian descent.
Okay. Yeah, I think Spoelstra's definitely on that. And thanks for the call. We'll discuss now. Appreciate you.
And also, are Asians VOCs, and if they are, is he the best VOC coach? Thanks, guys.
Hey, for our viewers on the videos, our first video, we had a really good time. That was our best caller. Please catch us on our Twitter, Sundown520 on the Instagram. We got shirts, we got the stickers, we got the merch. We love you. We love every single one who tunes to the video. That was Ed from New Brunswick. That was our show today for the video viewers.
Yep.
God bless. Take care. Stay cool.